Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, buongiorno, buonasera, dzień dobry, dobry wieczór, i kakela, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be. Jay Slater case, it is a Jay Slater case this time. Another short video, I hope. Chosen background of the day, if I get my fat head out of the way, as usual, you can see what is quite a magnificent residence. One of the very best that you'll find in Tenerife, I would say. In the capital city, in the main city, Santa Cruz de Tenerife. It is the Hodgson Mansion, or the Mansion Hodgson, the Mansion Hodgson. Started building that in 1925, completed 1928. The information right here says, and I can link that in the video. And it was the home of a Don Ricardo Hodgson, spelt exactly the same way as Brandon's last name, as Dylan's last name, as Declan's last name. Hodgson, Hodgson, right? So the Mansion Hodgie, there it is. What a place to live. Now, I put out a post yesterday, I think it was, and I said, this really surprised me because if you were to guess how many people in Tenerife, Spanish people, I mean local people, had a purely English last name, it'd have to be very, very few, not many. Yes, I know in the last few decades there's been mass tourism and expats aplenty, but within that local community, how many people actually have an English, recognizably English or English speaking last name? Very few, very few. But here we have Hodgson, which isn't that common a name in the UK. I mean, it's not like Smith, it's not like Jones, it's not unusual, but to find Hodgsons in Spain, yeah, I was surprised. Now, to find Hodgsons not only in the Canary Islands, but in Tenerife, I was surprised. Oh, wow, that is surprising. So there are Hodgsons, long-standing ones. I mean, if the rich guy, the big cheese Hodgson here, was around in 1925 to build this, then yeah, obviously we're going back 100 years or so. These are no new arrivals. So my point here, let me stress what my point is not. My point is not that the two Hodgsons I featured in the community post yesterday are connected to Brandon. I don't see that they are. I would doubt it very much. But what I do see is their name and their reputation seems to be very high. It seems to be that these are professional people. Now, there may be some working class, unemployed, lower, if you like, Hodgsons kicking around Tenerife. It's possible. I don't think so. My impression is when you start looking through some of the background here, that they are a well established family and no doubt very proud of their name. As one finds in most Hispanic cultures, the family name is of importance. You want it revered, honored, if possible, and not trashed. So the high-powered lawyer Miriam Hodgson from Hodgson Associates, I think they're called, um, expert, Tenerife-based, expert in business law, did a lot of her early work in Madrid. From my reading, Miriam Hodgson sounds very English, doesn't it? Miriam Hodgson. Miriam Hodgson um, looks like one of the top shot lawyers for business law over in Tenerife. That's what I see. Looks like she has plenty of solid experience and a good team working for her. I know you can only go by the website and a few, referrals and cases, what have you, but it looks like Miriam is doing very well for herself in the field of law. The other big name Hodgson over in Tenerife, Miguel Angel Bonet Hodgson, commercial and marketing executive for the Port Authority of Tenerife. I'm guessing all the boats that come in and out of that main port in Santa Cruz de Tenerife are somewhat under his view. I don't know, but it's quite a grand title. And again, a little bit of background research into Miguel Angel Bonet Hodgson makes me think the guy is well established, has a good reputation. So I'll say it again. I don't see any of these Hodgsons having a connection to Brandon. I don't see, I mean, I might be wrong. It might be that Miriam and Miguel are the real big cheeses that are pulling all the strings in the narco business going on in Tenerife. I very much doubt it. Seems to me they have a lifestyle, a profession that they would have no need of that. But they are from a well, I would suspect in the elite world, the society world of Santa Cruz de Tenerife, a very well-known name. I would imagine if you go walking around saying you're a Hodgson in the big city, um, people recognize the name, and yeah, okay, it means something. I would imagine the founder, if you like, of the clan, and he might not have been the founder. He's just the first really big name Hodgson that pops up in 1925, Don Ricardo Hodgson. Um, Not only a rich old boy, but it seems like he gave his name to it's either a college or a school there. I found a college or a school, Ricardo Hodgson School. Um, and, a bit of a philanthropist. A few other organizations were donated to by this Hodgson guy. So I'm just saying that because we as a community, we have no real idea of names and who is who in Tenerife society, I can feel pretty sure now, just from doing this bit of research, that the name Hodgson means something. So, what is my point with all this? My point with all this is because the name means something, it could well mean that the likes of Brandon, Declan, and Dylan, in certain situations with that last name Hodgson, may well get some kind of deference, some kind of preferential treatment. I'm just saying, if you show your ID and the last name is Hodgson in certain parts of Tenerife, it might count for something. Something more than, I don't know, Slater would. Something more than Hargreaves would. And I did find it curious that this last name is one that was so well established. I don't know. I'll try to paint a scenario where Brandon might get away with something others wouldn't. For instance, a relatively minor offense that might constitute a warning or a talking to from the Guardia Civil, and the passport shows last name Hodgson. I'm just saying, in my experience, Spain is the type of place where all of a sudden there is no warning. There really isn't any problem here, Mr. Hodgson. Just take care, be careful of who's out there, and off you go and on your way, Mr. Hodgson, Senor Hodgson. I don't know. It's a curious one. Like I say, I don't think it's worth looking into. I just can't imagine any of these Tenerife elite Hodgsons are in any way connected with Brandon's world. But if I were Brandon with that last name Hodgson, I think I would be tempted to make my life, to establish myself in whatever business in Tenerife. I've just got a feeling that name carries a bit of weight, which I don't think it carries in Burnley. All right, let's just leave that one there. Next time you are flying over to Tenerife, yeah, drop a name. Say, well, I'm here to visit the Hodgsons. Maybe that will get you to the front of the line. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it'll get you in the Guardia Civil room for a quick interview. There we go. Don Ricardo Hodgson, Miriam Hodgson, and who's the Port Authority guy? Miguel Angel Bonet Hodgson. Related way, way back somehow to Brandon, Dylan, and Declan Hodgson. Maybe. Hasta luego, adiós, hasta más tarde. See you later.